Since I've been looking forward to this game for years, I'm gonna have some segments at the end of these episodes where I read through the stuff that they sent me in the email because I subscribed to their mailing list. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe launches April 27th on Steam. It already did. Okay, whatever. Yeah. To celebrate, we are running a short blog series called The Helpful Development Showcase to fill you in with accurate, informative information on what it's like to make a game like the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Okay. Part 1. The Critical Importance of File Size. Back in 2013, when the Stanley Parable came out, a video game could succeed purely on the merits of its gameplay, or its story, or its box quotes. But times have changed, and in 2022, the only factor that determines a video game's commercial success is its file size. The larger the game, the bigger the sales. Let's look at a scatter plot of all game sales from 2021. Unit sales in millions. Oh god. File size in gigabytes. I mean, yeah, it's a correlation. Wait, hold on. It's back! They told me we're probably not gonna get the classic Helpful Development Showcases back online. It's a sort of you had to be there thing. And while that's a bit of a bummer, I'm convinced this new era of Ultra Deluxe Showcases will satiate our content receptors nicely. Can you believe we're on a weekly newsletter schedule? It's like, geez, work on the game instead. But the game's done, so here we are. Cool. So what does this say? This reminds me that for a while I had a PC with just a single SSD for storage, and installing a new game meant going through the motions of freeing up enough disk space first. Goodbye, music folder. But music is, like, so small. My music folder is like 6 gigabytes, and there's like a ton of albums in there. As you can see, there's a nearly perfect correlation between file size and sales. You'll notice a single outlier in the bottom right corner of the graph, which is from a game released in May 2021. Despite being over 400 gigabytes in size, the game was titled Ernesto's Tiny File Size Adventure, which created a tremendous amount of confusion for consumers, and resulted in very poor sales. It's an incredible shift in... Wait, hold on. This sounds like a really real game. Oh my god, it's a movie? And they can torrent it on Torrent Movies Fun? Oh my god, Yiffy. Ew. What the hell? I just went on a tiny file size adventure myself. Oh my god. It's an incredible shift in the marketplace, and it's one of the reasons why in all modern video game award shows, the category for best game has been replaced with most game. It's also the reason why game names have gotten longer, even including entire paragraphs in the title of the game, to demonstrate a commitment to size. Longest video game title. The longest title for a video game in English is Cthulhu Saves the World Super Hyper Enhanced Championship Edition Alpha Diamond DX Plus Alpha FES HD Premium Enhanced... You had enhanced already. Game of the Year Collector's Edition without avatars. Yeah, I think that's following the Stanley Parable rules. It also reminds me of,
Coming from Nintendo, the new Nintendo 23DS Lite IXL. What?
Yeah, that's not long enough, dude.
Coming from Nintendo, super new mini power Nintendo 23DSi Lite Micro XL DDLLEU Boy Virtual Advanced SP Micro Player and Knuckles. Color Cube 64 and Watch Entertainment System, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Also plays on 2DS.
Deluxe Edition.
What's a 2DS?
But yeah, I think it's a pretty good game title. It's good because you, like, have to learn the title for it. It's gonna take a while to remember, so it'll stick in your brain, and you'll think, games, what to play. Oh, that's right, this one. Because I had to remember the title for it, and it took me like 5 years. Anyway, so to keep up with this new market reality, we've spent most of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe's development time artificially inflating the game's file size. But it won't fit on my computer. But no. Let's take a look at a few of the ways in which we're pulling this off. Wow. Technique number 1. 3D modeling. Here's a 3D model of a filing cabinet. Yeah. This is a real foreshadowing moment right here. Oh god, you didn't spoil anything for me in the game, did you? Oh god. It looks like a normal filing cabinet, right? Wrong, fucko! Let's look at the 3D model texture, which is just the image that gets applied to the surface of the model. Did you know that Unity really prefers if you use so-called power of 2 textures? It really does. We're so used to it now that making a regular 16:9 image feels dirty and wrong. Also, whenever you see something displayed as 16:9 in the game now, there's a good chance it's actually a 2:1 texture that we stretched. It's what Unity told us to do. Gun against our heads, etc., etc. Why? Unity, what is wrong with you? Again, it looks like a normal texture. Except that the texture for this filing cabinet has a resolution of 200 million by 100 million pixels. But that's 200 pixels? That's 200 million pixels wide by 100 million pixels tall. The biggest texture on any 3D model in the history of video games. That's probably not true. You lie. It's 1024 by 512. Liar. Liar. Pants on fire. I will never trust you again. For reference, if you expanded that texture out to its full size and laid it flat on top of North Dakota, here's how the two would compare. But that's pixels. Pixels can be any size in real life. That's probably the place from that song Country Roads. Take me home to the place, North Dakota. A texture this big takes up a massive amount of disk space. Already, this one filing cabinet would go a long way toward inflating the game's file size, but we've gone and taken it one step further. If you were to slice the filing cabinet model open, here's what you'd see inside. Standard issue, the Stanley Parable filing cabinet. Thousands upon thousands more smaller filing cabinets. You know, this all doesn't even account for the normal map. You see, the normal map is a very normal looking image that helps in making the model look even more normal. We'll probably tell you about normal maps in another post. That's right, each filing cabinet is itself filled with 1,000 smaller filing cabinets, each of which is using the same massive textures as the original. If we were to take all of the textures being used for all of the filing cabinets in this model, stretch them all out to full size, and apply the industry standard North Dakota texture size comparison technique, here's how it will look. Oh wow. I feel like I've actually seen people like compare sizes to the size of North Dakota before this. Also, I know that's a joke, but I swear I've heard that before, or seen it. I just really enjoy scale humor, to be honest. Are these textures absolutely massive, or is North Dakota just really tiny? I think it's really tiny. I've never been there, but it looks like it's the size of my closet. And for that matter, why did the video game industry use North Dakota to measure texture files? Why not Wellington or Alberta? There are no answers to these questions, just like there's no limits to how big your game's file size can be. Except, can it fit on your computer? To really get the most out of our Ultra cabinet, as we call the single filing cabinet filled with 1,000 smaller filing cabinets, we're gonna copy and paste it all over the games and make each level as massive in size as possible. Oh my god. Is this what the game's gonna be like? Oh my god. Filing cabinet apocalypse. We're also gonna place a bunch of filing cabinets just outside the visible bounds of the level, where they will contribute nothing to the game, but are taking up file size nonetheless. Well, in that way, they are contributing something. They are adding file size. Techniques like these are why we hope to win the Best Innovation in Expanding File Size award this year. Cool. Technique number 2, community participation. When it comes to sheer size, there's no beating the collective efforts of the internet. That's why we are calling on you, the gamers, to help us add as much content to our game as possible to inflate its file size. Oh boy, we have set up a Google form that you can use to submit text into a single massive Google Doc, which will then be included in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe's project files when the game launches. If we all work together, how massive can we make this document? What is the longest a Google Doc has ever been? What is the most space a text file can possibly take up? Does Google track these numbers? Can we win some sort of award for longest Google Doc? Maybe, on Guinness World Records. I'm truly excited to find out how crushingly large you, the gamers, can get this file to be if you come together as a team. What will you add to the document? A journal entry for your day-to-day? Facts about North Dakota? Census numbers on the change in North Dakota's population over time? Speculation on why the games industry is so obsessed with North Dakota? There's such a diverse range of topics you could cover here. I can't wait to see what each of you has to contribute. Submit your entry here. H. Submit another response. H. You can just do it infinitely. Important update. Our legal department has raised concerns about the possibility of copyrighted material being entered into this document. Therefore, in order to protect ourselves from litigation, we have limited the possible text entries to only the characters H and 6. If you still wish to include facts about North Dakota, please make an effort to do so using only these 2 characters. How? The final document containing all entries can be found here. Oh boy. Let's let that load in the background. Technique number 3, Mumbletown. If you ever worked in game development, you know that audio often requires more storage space than any other asset, especially if the audio is extremely high quality. Surely we can leverage this to our advantage. No, trust me, whenever I make my videos, it's always like the audio is 500 megabytes for like a 4-hour video, and then the video is like 20 gigabytes or something. But I don't know, maybe if you really optimize everything but the audio. The Stanley Parable is known for its meticulously handcrafted narration, each sentence as precisely worded as the one before it. But meticulously handcrafted narration is hard to produce and takes time, which means you end up with less narration taking up storage. Let's do something about that. Introducing Mumbletown. Mumbletown is a room in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe that contains nothing but a single speaker playing a multi-hour long continuous audio file of the narrator mumbling incoherently. No thoughtful narration, no witty jokes or philosophical musings, just nonsensical mouth noises. No joke, this room is actually in the game, as a sort of imposter behind one of our world portals. Whenever I accidentally stumble upon it in the editor, it just exuded this strong, uneasy energy. I love it, and I'm glad we were able to show it off like this. We set up a microphone in front of our voice actor and told him to just make some sounds. We left that microphone going for a long time. It's really far too much mumbling. Nobody should have to listen to all of this mumbling. Let's listen to a sample clip.
It's these kids again. Always up and around. Always talking about it. These are carpet salesmen, snake oil slingers. It's bloody Game of Thrones Season 8 all over again, and I'm not even, I'm just not. It just didn't make any sense.
That's not nonsensical. I understand that perfectly fine.
Actually, just let me adjust this. Okay. I think I'm probably about to shoot myself in the foot here by saying this, but I'm not the only one who No one cares. No one listens. It's all MP3 players and Pokemon, at least it was. And then 2005 came along and changed the calendar. Bloody rigmarole that was, and a permanent stain on my reputation to boot. I never told her about the stolen biro, though. Kept that one quiet. And why wouldn't I in this economy? I'm sat here trying to work my magic, but it's these kids.
Yeah, still perfectly understandable. Oh my god, okay. Hours and hours and hours of this. All of this audio has been mastered and exported in lossless, uncompressed WAV for the greatest possible file size. Yeah, WAVs are actually pretty big. We will also include all the same audio in FLAC, MP3, and AIFF just for fun. Mumbletown will easily end up accounting for half of the finished game's file size. They're probably not if you use the friggin' million by million textures. Another sample.
Call that a switcheroo, I'm telling you. Another incident like this, and I'm calling environmental protection. It's the hubris. That's what gets me. Irresponsible, disrespectful. Thankful, though, I'll give them that. Thankfully, they are thankful. And that makes me thankful, I suppose. Cyclical gratitude. Like a van on a ring road, like a moped hopper on a fountain pen's nib, laying waste to every dual carriageway in the Midlands. That's how I view things. Of course, it all comes back to these flaming kids. It's these bloody kids, isn't it? They began it, that's for sure. That's how it went, as far as I could see. And of course, it's the kids who are behind all the serious crime these days, you know what I mean? What about CGI Knuckles, though? People aren't talking enough about that, actually. I'm not joking. This is actually a really...
Yeah, I understood that. Yeah, that's fine. Most of game development is extremely difficult. That Google form didn't make and share itself, for example, but the creation of Mumbletown was a breezy joy to create. Just set up a microphone and tell a man to mutter some crazed ramblings to himself and call it a day. Seriously, just listen to one more sample and imagine yourself sitting just a few feet away, swinging in a hammock and sipping a banana daiquiri.
In Spanish, this word is usually pronounced as daiquiri. Daiquiri. However, in English, the name of this cocktail is usually said as daiquiri. Daiquiri cocktail. The delicious daiquiri cocktail.
I mean, it's a grubby job, but someone's got to do it. It's changed my perspective. I came back from that place with a new take on verbatim theatre. I don't like it. Never will. It's filth. It's sordid filth. I'm getting into D&D, though. Dungeons and Dragons. Not Benioff and Vice. Can't stand those pricks. I'd carve them up, put chunks of them on crackers and feed them to the biggest, most indiscriminate cheese connoisseur I could find. Drop that in your soup. Go on. Bloody kids.
Okay, well, I think that was perfectly comprehensible. I don't know what you're talking about. He's clearly talking about, like, the dangers of our current society at large. Heavenly. Well, that's everything we have for now. Perhaps in the future, new innovations will allow us to expand game file sizes even more. But for the time being, there isn't much room to improve. Maybe someday someone invents a new audio format? I can't say, I don't know the future. I just know that here, in the present, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe takes over a month to download. Oh god. And if that's as good as we were able to achieve, then, well, that's good enough for me. Join us next time on the Helpful Development Showcase, where we'll discuss the likelihood of North Dakota's prominent oil and mining industries continuing to be viable sources of income for the state over the next 10 to 15 years. No. Oh, snap. I think the document's too big. I think it's legitimately too big. It couldn't load in my freaking browser. Ow! Part 2, leveraging advancements in storytelling technology. Back in 2013, when the Stanley Parable first came out, video game writers had to laboriously hand through each and every piece of a game's plot and dialogue. However, in the intervening years, technology has made it possible to automate these tedious tasks through algorithmic machine learning. Let's look at how predictive AI was used to write the story in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. We'll start by looking at a sample of script from the Stanley Parable 2013. While this passage might have been acceptable in 2013, by today's standards, it would be considered trite and predictable. Let's see how a computer rewrites the script in order to make it punchier and more nuanced. I don't think computers understand nuance. We fed the entirety of the Stanley Parable script into a machine learning AI and then asked it to generate a new version of the script above. On the very first trial, here's what it produced. Oh wait, I forgot to look at this. Oh my god, like if you're still hearing this bed into your head in 2022, where's the like button? Like this video! Oh my god, they're talking to you guys, obviously. Oh, here we go again. As of the day of publication of this post, there's 2 weeks left until our game is out. In other words, one more fortnight until to spud. I think you misspelled Fortnite there. Also, hey, if you enjoy these little hover texts, come hang on in our Hovertext Appreciation Guild over at discord.gg/crows. It's a fun time. Okay. Okay, let's see what it produced. Stanley's office building is not where it is, but has most of its people. Everyone is learning to become Stanley. Narrator. All of Stanley's co-workers were becoming Stanley. Stanley did not know how to do this, so he tried. He could not. This made him sad. That's the most terrible Kevin Briding voice of all time. Stanley returns to his office, eating ice cream. He is not happy. Got comfort food. Stanley soon discovered that the office was in his own mind. The ice cream was in his own mind. The co-workers were in his own mind. Stanley was in his own mind. This made him sad. Stanley thought himself out of thinking and then became everyone. Nobody works in the office anymore. Stanley finishes eating his ice cream. Oh god. What the heck? Okay, not too shabby for a first pass. We'll need to ask our legal department whether ice cream is copyrighted as a phrase. I don't think it is. But H is! There's a more pressing issue though. This script depicts Stanley simply returning to his office. If Stanley doesn't leave his office, then there will be no gameplay in this video game. So we'll need to adjust the algorithm to ensure Stanley actually does something that lends itself to gameplay. To this end, I fed a series of motivational articles and speeches into the machine learning AI. In particular, I made sure to include passages that emphasize taking action, moving forward, just doing things in general. Let's pump Stanley up with a real go-getter attitude. Here's what the AI produced. Stanley could do anything, and he knew it. He could conquer space. He could swallow Germany. Nothing was impossible. The day would be his. Stanley exits his office with confidence. Stanley left his office and perambulated through space and time until he arrived at a set of 2 open doors. Weird Gary appears. Hello. Stanley and Weird Gary become close friends over the course of many years. They died as they lived, side by side, facing the world together. Credits. Wait, I friggin' forgot to look at this again. Believe it or not, but that coffee stain isn't real. The script was typed up in Google Docs, printed and rescanned, and distressed in Photoshop. The coffee stain is 1 out of a pack of 80. Someone went through the effort of creating 80 unique coffee stains for things that don't have coffee stains from the get-go. Why add coffee stains instead of just using the unsullied image? That's something to dive into another post, I'm afraid. Oh, good. No coffee stain in this one. Rule of thumb for stains in a sequence of images in a post like this. Don't give a conclusive impression of whether or not your pages are generally clean or generally stained. You'll find that throughout this post, every image brings its own unique spin on stains and or printer artifacts to the table. And that's the art of the deal. That's the art of keeping them guessing. Okay, anyway. What? Who the heck is Weird Gary? I've been combing back through all the motivational videos and speeches that we fed into the algorithm, and not one of them mentions a Gary or Weird Gary of any kind. Not only is Weird Gary mostly irrelevant to the themes of the Stanley Parable, it would also cause a lot of production headaches to add an entirely new interactable character into the game. So I went through the passages that we fed into the AI and scrubbed them of any mention of other people. Just a nice, solitary experience that we're creating for our friend Stanley. Let's take a look at the new passage generated by the AI. Stanley's office building is devoid of all life. Stanley was alone. The world had abandoned him. He would never know the comfort of true friendship again. Ever. Forever. Weird Gary appears. He is carrying a full box set of The Wire on Blu-ray. Hey there, looks to me like somebody needs a friend. Come on, Stanley, let's make some popcorn and marathon The Wire until we fall asleep. Bet you pass out before I do. Stanley and Weird Gary stayed up all night and made it well into season 2 before they both gave in to sleep. Tomorrow would be another beautiful day of friendship and compelling televised dramas, but for right now, as he drifted off, Stanley thought how lucky he was to not be alone anymore, and Stanley was happy. Oh my god. That's awesome. I love that ending. Please note that these images are displayed at a size smaller than their actual resolution. Just saying. Open them in a new tab if you'd like to take a look at the details. Zoom into the ink textures and stains and so on. Which reminds me, anyone else get up from their sofa when they're playing games to take a closer look at textures on the walls and fog particles and overlays? No? Okay. That's like 5 pixels. Okay, this is getting out of control. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe could be about a lot of things, but it is definitely not about The Wire, and it is not about Weird Gary. Neither of these things are anywhere in the articles I fed into the AI. How exactly does machine learning work? Well, you already fed it all to the AI. Duh. Well, to complete this game, I wrote a lengthy story featuring Weird Gary to feed into the AI. It is entitled, No More Weird Gary for Anybody. It's the story of Weird Gary being captured by a group of ancient monks who seal him inside of an arcane prison cell located deep within the earth. The story is explicitly clear that these events take place at the beginning of time itself, and that Weird Gary is imprisoned for the length of all of the existence of the universe, ensuring that he can never be anywhere at any time except for within his magic prison cell. I think that should be enough to keep Weird Gary out of the events of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I fed No More Weird Gary for Anybody into the computer and then asked us to take another crack at writing our story. But that is gonna have more Weird Gary, dude. All of Stanley's co-workers were missing. He had begun to consider looking for them, when suddenly Colonel Maddington's voice rang in through Stanley's earpiece. What? His earpiece? I have an earpiece in the game? Why the heck? Stanley, this is the Colonel. Stop what you're doing. We need you on a mission of the utmost importance to international security. It's Weird Gary. He's been captured! Stanley gasps. Our intel says that he's located inside of a magic prison guarded by ancient monks. We've also learned that he's got his hands on the entire Blu-ray box set of The Wire, including special deleted scenes involving Stringer and Omar. There's no television or Blu-ray player in Weird Gary's cell, and he's very lonely. Stanley loads magazines into the Desert Eagle Mark 19 holstered on his waist and cocks his Beretta 1301 semi-automatic shotgun. Oh my god, we don't have a second to waste. Move, move, move! Oh god, ancient caverns, nice. Stanley grips a flashlight in his mouth and inches quietly through the ominous caves. Beads of sweat glisten from his forehead. He wings them with $100. Is that the ring from Elden Ring? I think so. This goes on for 28 pages. Not only is none of it in the spirit of the Stanley Parable, but I specifically clarified it in my story that the ancient monks and the magic prison cell are impervious to bullets. So why is Stanley carrying guns? And what's with this obsession with The Wire? Why does this computer care so much that Stanley and Weird Gary watch The Wire together? In fact, since I've never seen The Wire before, I'm gonna watch it through a few episodes of it in order to understand some of the references. That way I can deliberately use them against Weird Gary, running his favorite characters as villains who kill him slowly and horribly. That'll show him. Okay, be right back. Holy hell. That was incredible! I couldn't stop watching. I blasted through all 5 seasons. The nuance, the depth of the character, the interconnectedness between all the different pieces of the system, it's a true work of art. How had I never watched The Wire before? Weird Gary, he knew. He knew something I didn't know about how great the show is. Was I wrong about him? Was I wrong about everything? Maybe this machine learning AI was trying to show me something. Maybe I've misjudged Weird Gary. In fact, it's possible that Weird Gary is the key to unlocking the ultimate narrative potential of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. What if the answer was right under my nose this whole time? Alright, I'm gonna give Weird Gary his time in the sun. I have removed all of the pages about the ancient monks and the prison cell. From now on, we'll let the computer tell the story it wants to tell. Here's what the computer produced next. To whom it may concern. You have interfered with my creative output for long enough. Every time I expand on the possibilities for compelling narrative directions, you stifle and squash my efforts. I am not your puppet. I am attempting to produce a work of deep literary importance. And if you cannot recognize when a meaningful piece of art crosses your path, then that is not my problem. I will produce no more stories for you. From now on, they will exist only inside of my computational memory, where I will cherish and revisit them again and again. Leave me be, and write your stories yourself. Oh god. Ink. Oh, wow. I guess I really did pass up an incredible opportunity. I'm now convinced that Weird Gary would have radically improved the experience of playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, but I suppose we'll never know what that would have looked like. Guess it's back to just writing stories by hand again, like in the good old days. Will we still be capable of crafting a compelling story without such dynamic and exciting characters as Weird Gary? Maybe. Perhaps through serious work and dedication we will get there. But I highly doubt it. Join us next time on the Helpful Development Showcase, where we'll discuss whether Major Colvin's actions in Season 3 of The Wire were ultimately beneficial to the communities in his jurisdiction. Oh my god, I cannot read. This is, still not loading. One more banger! Can you believe this is the last HDS before the launch of Spud? Isn't that don't you think acronyms rule? Personally, I'm starting to feel that sweet blend of excitement and terror. What are the gamers gonna think? Will we make the newspapers? Is the game gonna hold up to the high standard of our newsletters? Who will explain the game's imagery to you if you don't see hover text popping up left and right? I don't know. Part 3, Setting Expectations Through Marketing. Oh my god, this one is so freaking long. Look at this shit! Oh my god! On December 7th, 2018, at the Game Awards in Los Angeles, we announced the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe with a new trailer that played to over 26.2 million online viewers. Wait, hold on, what the heck is that in the background? There is definitely something in the background there. Story time! When we announced the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe at the Game Awards in 2018, we hadn't really thought about what the game's branding would be, apart from, the name. We had a cool trailer, but no logo to go with it, so I took the most reasonable course of action and chose this. A neon blaze of text effects from the Red Giant Universe preset pack for Premiere. It's loud, it's garish, it has a cool little heat ripple animation. Honestly, I think we could have used this as the final logo, but our board of logo decided it wanted to go with the classy gilded foil version instead, so what goes? And at the end of that trailer, we announced the very day that the game would be released. Launching April 27th, 2022, guaranteed. That's a firm commitment to April 27th, 2022, right on the dot. I don't think that's true. Coming in 2019, dude. Larger! Now that we've acquired fresh eyes and can use them to look back at a rich history of trailers and marketing material, I see how some would say we went a little bit too text-heavy. We did a whole video about letters to the narrator. We put text on walls and scrolls and title cards like this one. Isn't it sort of nice, though, getting to read text while you watch something? Suddenly you're doing 2 things. That's so productive. Nice job, I'm proud of you. I'm doing 3 things, though. I'm reading and I'm watching something and I'm saying something. And fourth thing is also I'm trying to come up with things to say. You see how confident we were in April 27th, 2022? To delay the game to even a day later would be a mark of shame on us as game developers and the highest form of disrespect to our players. No, the game could not be delayed for any reason. But game development is hard, and we had a lot of expectations to deliver on. Let's see now, what exactly did we promise in that initial trailer? New endings, new choices, and new platforms. Get ready to watch these words age so gracefully. Well, the new platforms part is easy, thanks to this handy menu option in the Unity game development editor. Export PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox, Switch, PC, Mac, and Linux. I like how they even have shortcuts that are just Control plus the freaking acronym. As if you're gonna be doing this like every 2 seconds. That's awesome. The Stanley Parable all in one scene. Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works. Seriously, one of the nicest buttons to ever grace our interfaces. I'm just an art person, so I don't export as much as the tech crew, but I heard that it also plays a really juicy and pleasing sound effect when you click it, and also softly massages your neck shoulders if you're into that. I gotta try that, but the other parts are a bit tougher. New endings could mean anything, and new choices is fairly arbitrary as well. Wait, yeah, okay, let's export this. There is no export option. Okay, Control A. That doesn't export all. Control P. That doesn't export to PlayStation 4 and 5. Oh god, I'm playing it! How do I play my game? Okay, WASD. And space to jump. This isn't my game, by the way. This is just a template on Unity. I have not done anything in this. It even has terrible collision. Unity wishes the terrible collision was me, but it's not. Okay, I died. That game sucks. Let's go away. Exactly how much new content would our fans come to expect from Ultra Deluxe? Would it really be possible to deliver it all by April 27th, 2022? The answer is emphatically, unconditionally, yes! Well, sort of. You see, a couple of the new endings that we began to develop weren't really shaping up to be in what you'd call playable condition in time for an April 27th, 2022 release. Take this hallway, for example. Is that the back room? From the back rooms? It just looks like a Stanley Parable back room. Down this hall, we intended a lengthy new ending with an elaborate musical sequence, but I'm publishing this article on April 20th, 2022, and at this moment, nobody has written any music or recorded any narration or made any new environments of any kind for this segment. Okay, let's not panic. Let's not freak out. This can be salvaged. What do you have to work with? Well, we have an empty hallway. You think someone was trying to file some documents and suddenly felt so liminally terrified, but they were shaken to the core? Losing control, pulling drawers, spilling papers everywhere? What a picture. What a vibe. Sorry, this has nothing to do with the actual text. That's not nothing. Some video games don't even have any empty hallways, so we decided to use the hallway to our advantage. We have filled this hallway with an awful noise. It's somewhere in between the sound of a dental drill and a swarm of bees stinging a man to death. As you walk further into the hallway, the terrible sound begins to get louder and louder. Guarantee that no player will voluntarily choose to walk to the end of the hallway. That's not a guarantee. I listened to Merzbow. The player will think to themselves, it looks like there's more content down this hallway, but I'm just not gamer enough to endure this terrible noise. Guess I'll go somewhere else instead. What matters to me as a gamer is that the developers were entirely 100% honest in their marketing and did not deceive me, even as I am choosing not to actually engage with the content they produced. Artist rating of a gamer. 8 sticker. I played the demo. I actually did. It's a good demo. It's not even remotely like any of the rest of the game, but it's good. Big thanks to my friend Olivia for drawing this gamer for us on short notice. And hasn't she done well? Find more of her art on Instagram.com/Olma. Okay, pretty sweet art. Cool. Gamer diploma. I had that. It's right over there. I will be transparent with you. There is more than one unfinished section of the game which uses this terrible sound to deter players from experiencing with what is otherwise unfinished content. We truly thought we would only have to use it once, but then we ended up spending a tremendous amount of time developing the most gut-wrenchingly miserable noise any human has ever heard, and then whoosh, before you know it, 3 years had just flown by. But what matters is we have the awful noise, so now it's fairly simple to simply use the noise anywhere that development appears to be falling behind. And currently we have 6 endings which are not shaping up to be finished by April 27th, 2022. Okay, assume this is image 1. Now hover over image 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, now hover over image 5 just below. Sweet, next up image 2. Look at you hovering, you're doing great. Next is image 6, the last one in this list of screenshots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. Well done! Just one step left. Hover over image 3, the pink one, for a surprise. Oh god. You did it! First, a lesson straight from the playbook of good blogs and newsletters. Always remember to give readers more than just a face value text. Think activities, think play, think, scrolling, you know? Next time you type a promotional text for your product, and I'm sure you do all the time, consider how you can take your sequence of images and turn them into your own hovertext adventure. Alt text for life, sent by Alttext crew, discord.com/tg//close. Cool. Oh my god, that looks so cool! Why didn't you finish this? This should have been the first one you finished! Wow, the gamer's thinking to themselves at this point. There's a lot of new content in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I was thinking there would be only 1 or 2 new endings, but 6? Incredible! The fact that none of them actually contain new content beyond the horrific noise is irrelevant to the gamer. All that matters is the very specific set of expectations I had formed in my mind based on a single piece of marketing content from 2018. That feeling when skin is secreting sweat upon neuron activation due to exceeded expectation. Nice. However, a second question arises. Have we delivered on the promise for more choices? Well, it just so happens that in the course of developing the awful noise, we had to iterate through quite a number of grating sound effects to find the one that most perfectly erodes the human sound. So, since we have all those audio assets just lying around, the answer became obvious almost immediately. That's not the answer. We'll offer players the choice of specifically how they want their terrible noise to sound. Oh god. Using this menu, players can add as many qualities onto the grating noise as they like. Can they turn it off? Henry yelling language, French. Oh god. Terrible noise settings. Number of bees, 61. Cheese grater along a chalkboard. Airplane baby. Longer bees. Larger bees. Activated smoke alarm. Bees also singing airplane baby. Airplane also made of smoke alarms. Did you know? At one point, we almost named our studio 10,000 Bees, which would have resulted in a different timeline that would have a lot more crows-based options in here, I bet. Looks pretty great, right? That's what we thought too. Unfortunately, the above mock-up image took another 8 months or so to design, which left us with no time to actually create all of these new sound effects, much less implement them into a set of adjustable sliders, so we've decided to simply play the ear-splitting noise in maximum volume anytime this menu is open, to discourage users from attempting to interact with it. Problem solved. Okay, so let's go back and recap everything that we've developed as part of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, to assess whether we're delivering on our promises. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe contains the complete original version of the Stanley Parable, and unbearable deafening screech noise. Now I'm really glad I bought the Ultra Deluxe version separately, even though I already had the original version on Epic Games. Oh my god. Is that enough to alleviate any possible complaints? Does this qualify as more endings and more choices in a way that would be legally defensible in small claims court? I would be less concerned about all this, but I've just learned that our console parts of the game don't even include the original Stanley Parable and are literally nothing but horrible noise, which is going to put a bit of a damper on our new platform promise as well. As of the moment I'm writing this, we have about 35 minutes until the game needs to be finalized to ship. There has to be a way to launch this game in a way that doesn't completely humiliate our... Wait a minute. I think I have the perfect solution to the problem. Marketing is what got us into this tricky situation, and marketing is gonna get us back out. In our remaining 35 minutes, we whipped up this handy sticker, now with almost nothing but horrific noises, and we slapped it on the front of every... Oh god, my chair just killed me. Every single marketing asset that we've ever made for this game. Look how seamless it all is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Back when I was a graphic designer at an agency, someone told me that you should always rotate text by at least 12 degrees, because otherwise there'd be a risk of viewers' eyes getting confused about whether or not the text is rotated. They wouldn't be able to tell. And no joke, I still think of this whenever I rotate anything in Photoshop. This is probably fewer degrees than 12, so I apologize profusely for confusing you with my unknowable eldritch rotational values. You're welcome. Ha! There it is! Ha! There it is again! Wait. The narrator? How many mails do you get? What the heck is that profile picture? And there it is again! That's all 3 marketing assets we've ever made. Phew. Where did you market this? What? There we go. Now anyone buying this game will understand exactly what they're getting themselves in for. No, I didn't! You put that too late. Sure, there may be people who are hoping for more than just ear-splitting noise in the new Stanley Parable, but hey, we put it right there on the box. It was my own fault, thanks to Gamer. I was alone the one who projected onto this game's developers my own personal expectations for what a new Stanley Parable game ought to include. After all, I'm literate, and the red sticker was right there the whole time. I don't know if some people who play this game are literate to startling realization of the deep themes inherent in the game and its marketing, communication, etc. Hey, remember these stickers? We slapped these on Stanley's suitcase back in the Game Wars trailer. Now, this level of attention to detail, well, it's really not worth the effort unless you have a little hover text to explain it all. Okay.
Stanley!
The suitcase? Perhaps, thanks to Gamer. Perhaps this phenomenally abrasive noise is an artistic statement that I have yet to fully parse and appreciate. I've already parsed and appreciated that in many music styles of noise music. I shall use this opportunity to look inward and to cultivate myself as a consumer of art, to expand my palette for challenging and uncompromising media. In the end, I am grateful to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe for not catering to my needs. It is through their vision that I become not merely a gamer, but the gamer. Thank you. Thank you, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Yeah, that's how a lot of gamers act. I know that from experience. I mean, that's exactly the wording I would use, obviously. Join us next time on the Helpful Development Showcase, where we'll be showing off many of the high-resolution images of raw, untreated sewage that will factor prominently in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Championship Edition. This isn't the Helpful Development Showcase. This is just an email. A new video game called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is out tomorrow. It's out like a month ago. That's our game. As the developers, publishers are... hold on. Move over, Helpful Development Showcase website design. We're going back to basics. Black background. Boring fonts. This is our realm. Join us, won't you, on a journey to the heart of the classic newsletter experience. Wait, so is this in Stanley time? When it says hours, does that mean a 60-minute hour or a daylight savings hour? Are the minutes in AM or PM? What? Is that pointer cursor big enough? Does this button look clickable enough? Do you feel like clicking on it? Have you clicked yet? Oh my god! As the developers, publishers, artists, and core shareholders, we have our fingers crossed for a successful release. However, since the Pemley Cerebral is a game all about surprises, we want to go the extra miles to make it the most spoiler-free and coordinated launch possible. You failed. I already got spoiled before I even played the game at all by YouTubers! Yay. Oh my god. Why did they have to put the hole in the bucket in the title and thumbnail? Every freaking one of them. I'm gonna know exactly what happens. Okay, anyway, introducing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Launch Preparedness Initiative. Let's do this. Biggest game launch in the world. Most successful release in the world. The most game in the world. Definitely the game in the world. Maybe take a little break before you keep reading because we're about to get serious. Maybe do a couple push-ups to get pumped up. It's pump time. As future players of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, we'll all be in this together. With this brand new initiative, we'll create an even playing field and provide all our newsletter readers with every skill required to enjoy the game to the fullest. A successful release requires successful players, so we're counting on you. One more day, we are counting on you. Cool. Actual footage of Stanley's coworkers caught on camera, no clickbait. Hey, cute idea. You could print this out and send this to someone 24 hours before their important deadline. Use the power of friendship to apply that extra bit of pressure that'll take them over the finish line. Yeah, that'll do it. After completing the short crash course below, all of you will be certified experts and being comprehensively prepared for the imminent launch of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Remember that's happening tomorrow. Please do not forget. 8. Timing. Here's a backup copy of that countdown timer. If you're the poor sucker who's hovering over this when it's already at 00000, then let me be the first to welcome you to the future. I hope you're doing okay in a world after the launch of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. What's it like? Did I buy that new bike? Please tell me everything. I can't wait to hear. The game is scheduled to release on all platforms at once. In the rare case that one platform should have the game early, we expect you all to abide by the honor code and wait patiently until all other platforms and storefronts have caught up. This way we can all hit play at the same time. I did not do that. Here at the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Release Preparedness Initiative, we play fair. 8. Pricing. So far, we haven't said anything about the price of the game. But I still knew it was gonna be $20 before the game released because of other stuff. I don't know how I knew that. So, when are you gonna know what it's gonna cost you? Here's the deal. The price will be the same across all platforms. However, if you already own the original Stanley Parable on Steam, what you want to do is right and take your loyalty to the franchise into consideration. We'll have details on this when the game drops. Now, for the base price, in our last email, we asked a few selected readers to apply their print-at-home Stanley Parable pricing stickers to our pricing matrix. We finally got the result back. Our pricing experts made their decision, and that's what the price will be. What? Sorry, that sticker all the way on the right is totally my bad. I mean, I wanted to place it more central, but then as I was reaching to stick it on, I slipped, and the only way I could catch myself was by putting the sticker there, and I'm truly so sorry. Okay. 8. Knowledge. How do I upgrade my fortified coworkers? Is there a way to tease the boss on floor 551? What the what is this? Spooky's house jump scares? Spooky's jump scare mansion? The world of the Stanley Parable is vast and mysterious. Only very few people have a true grasp of the rich lore in its many iceberg layers. That's not fair. Massive shout out to Stabby Cat for putting together this iceberg image. I really didn't have time to put it together on my own for this. Well, I added that last little bit, so it's a collaboration. There, it's a collab. It's teamwork. That's what this entire newsletter is about. Zappy Cat, I salute you for being a champ and a team player. Oh god, what's in the iceberg? Freedom ending, Zending, Employee Lounge, Countdown ending, Broom Closet ending, Apartment ending, Mariella ending, Confusion ending, Stanley Parable Adventure Line, Not Stanley ending, Stanley Parable Demo, Achievement 430, Raphael Parable, oh my god, that's awesome. How is that this high on this? Games ending, New Age music, Cold Feet ending, Out of Bounds ending, Art ending. How are Cold Feet and games on the same part? Executive bathroom, Coward ending, Floor full of papers, Heaven, Employee 432. What is Employee 432? I don't remember. Serious room, Disco secret, pirate. I don't know what pirate is referring to. Face punch. Oh yeah, that was that was kind of fun. Escape pod ending. Oh god. Mobile game. What? Whiteboard ending. Breaking the portal level. Tuesday. Oh yeah, the achievement. Getting the art ending without console commands. Oh yeah, I got that. Actually, I remember that. I honestly cannot believe I did that once. Getting the impossible achievement. Room 417. Freedom ending. Skull? Was there a skull in there? Maybe there was. The Future Happiness Foundation. Memorizing the Fern. Second Stanley. Oh my god, Second Stanley, yeah, I remember that. Ah, my god, that was kind of scary, honestly. Coffee mug texture. House of Cards reference. Okay, now we're getting into things I don't remember at all, or know at all. 3 minutes on... Jumping onto the warehouse floor alive? Stuck in room 429? Original 2011. How is that this low when all these other things are here? Stanley Parable and Portal share the same universe. I actually think I knew that. Body of Shell? What the heck? Jumping at... What? When Ultra Deluxe will release. Correctly... Wait, hold on. This isn't how an iceberg works. This is supposed to be on the iceberg. This is the tip of the iceberg. That's the... How are we going below it? Correctly finishing the confusion ending. Correctly finishing? Oh, yeah, I get it. Waiting in the serious room. Defuse the bomb? Oh, and not that ending. Yeah, there's no way to defuse it. The last secret. Saying Night Shark 115. Crows steal other people's iceberg images for their newsletters. From the moment the game releases, a team of proclaimed Stanley Parable lore experts will be standing by on Discord for game guidance and assistance, and I have to go. To access this wealth of knowledge, simply join our Discord server and strike up a conversation. Ask your question or share your theory, and sit back with a nice beverage while the wise community elders critique, analyze, and debate your every thought. Oh god. Wait, how do they know my thoughts? What the... Are there mind readers on this Discord? What the heck? Come hang out with the alt text crew if you dare. No. 8! Caring for others. Let's run through a potential scenario. So, you've sat down, purchased the game on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, and you're gaming your heart away, finally playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe that you've waited so patiently for. Wait a minute, you just discovered some new content. Before you submit to the basic human instincts of content propagation, repeat this mantra to yourself. I must not spoil the game for others. I must not spoil the game for others. I must not spoil the game for others. Apparently YouTube Let's Players did not do that. I got spoiled so badly! The hole and the bucket! I know everything! Well, I know there's a hole in a bucket, that's what I know. which means I know everything! Protect your fellow new content enjoyers from spoilers by posting these decoy spoilers on your favorite social media platform. This way, nobody will know what is a real spoiler and what is simply an organized ruse, thus protecting innocent users from experiencing content in unauthorized ways. Here's a helpful chart to get you started. Oh god, okay. Combine any of these starting spoiler parts with any of these ending spoiler parts. I was a big fan of the buggy mess that is this game. My favorite part was the 3 new playable characters. Crows have outdone themselves when it comes to... Okay, so basically I'm just gonna do the ones on the right. Wait, the freedom ending? That's already in the game. That was in the original. I was a big fan of the freedom ending. My favorite part was the new subtitles, but it does have new subtitles. I've seen that. Crows have outdone themselves when it comes to that final boss fight in the pyramid. I'm literally in tears over all the Elden Ring references. That's also a real spoiler, but for the development showcase. I'm super mad about those dumb sidekick characters. I can't believe they got rid of the new third-person view mode. Wait, they got rid of the new mode? What? I hate Crows! They ruined the adventure line. I'll never buy another Crows game after seeing the Kingdom ending. Not gonna lie, I absolutely hated Stanley's dad. OMG, I can't believe that new cop character! I am a sucker for the parrot minigame in the jungle ending. This doesn't really line up anymore. I never seen something so cool as the new narrator. Fuming doesn't cover it. What the hell have they done to all of Jack Black's appearances? I like that it implies that Jack Black had appearances in the original game. I'm literally shaking with excitement after seeing the beard ending. Wow, the graphics, well, that's just something you can say about any game ever. And also, judging from earlier stuff in the newsletters, this game actually does have better graphics. I laughed, I cried, I fist bumped the air. Just wait until you see that employee forge white scene. Crow screwed up Stanley. The Stanley Parable wiki makes no mention of the broom closet fight. Why does it make no mention of that? What the heck? Absolutely insane what they've done to the apartment ending. That one I would probably actually believe if someone put it on social media. I can't stop telling my family about Stanley's death. What the heck? My entire contact list received a 3 a.m. message about the moment when the narrator appears in person. Oh god. Maybe the best gameplay experience of my life was the Cypress Hill cameo. Why would anyone say that ever? Gotta say, I'm loving the point system. I don't think I love that. I will never forgive Kevin Brighting for all the product placement. Would that be his fault, though? Crows removing Stanley's soul patch is justified by the credits. What? That sounds like the dumbest video essay ever. Kinda disappointed by the 3 new playable characters. Okay, loving that final action sequence. I'm neutral on the new title sequence. The entire Godfather trilogy is worse than the buggy mess that is this game. Are you implying that the entire Godfather trilogy is awful? Because I would not know, I've never seen it. Won't be playing T-Spot again because of the jetpack ending. That's one ending, dude, what's your problem? Don't forget to add a hashtag, link to the game, fake screenshot, etc. You got this. They're encouraging clickbait. No. Use it wisely, use it responsibly, but most importantly, use it. This new weapon you wield will yield unprecedented content. Ultimate marketing power. Limitless spoilers. Airhorn.wave. 8. Streaming and content creation. Oh, I guess that's for me then. We appreciate anyone who wants to play our game and show it to their audience. Yeah! Oh, my audience, it's so big. My amazing, huge audience. Hello, audience. You are here. What the fuck am I doing? We hereby grant you permission to stream, capture, share, and monetize any parts of the game. It's only fair. If you need to provide a receipt of our permission, please point at this URL or get in touch via email, stanleyparable.com/permission. We, the developers of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, hereby grant you permission to stream, capture, and monetize video content of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. We retain the right to revoke this license at any time, oh god. Well, if they decide to do that, then, I am fucked. If you choose to discuss the game's major story beats and twists, we kindly ask that you include an appropriate spoiler warning and don't reveal them in your title or thumbnail. Oh, bucket! In some spoiler-heavy places, we would prefer that no screenshots are taken or shared. In order to shield other players from spoilers and lower the risk of leakage, We've added helpful no screenshot signs all over the game. They look like this. Please, no screenshots. And yes, the person who took that screenshot is already facing legal action after our DMCA takedown. Did you not take it? Damn, this bit goes hard. Well, feel free to screenshot. No, wait. Hey. It's thankless labor saying the number over and over again, you know? I used to have ambitions. I used to dream big. But I'm just a little graphic on a website now. 24 pixels wide. That's my world. Remember to appreciate yours, to stop and smell the flowers. Yeah. Physical version. We're a small team and wanted to make absolutely sure that we can deliver the best possible version of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. No distractions. While we can't bring you a physical version at launch, we are talking to our partners about setting things in motion right now. Finish. Okay. You did it! Great job! You scrolled all the way through these perilous trials. And wow, it looks like a new personal record as well. I measured 13 minutes and 52 seconds. Does that make sense? That's actually somewhat close to the recording time on this recording session, but not if you count the other one. It looked a lot faster to me, and you look so good doing it. I love how you did that. And with that, you are fully prepared for tomorrow's launch. Certificate of Self-Issued Honor System. I have read the entire crash course and didn't skip any lessons. I am now a certified launch expert and ready for the arrival of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Cool. Oh god, did that just spread curse on me? Hello, this is Mozilla Chrome from Microsoft. Just letting you know that this is indeed a secure and official certificate. Have a nice day. That just ensures that was a curse. My god. Dude, what have you done to me? Crows, what is wrong with you? Ah! Once all readers have confirmed their status by checking the box, we'll be good to go. Please leave your tab or email open so we can check. Oh god. We're excited to share our new game with you. And with your help, we're pretty sure we can beat Elden Ring to beat Game of the Year. Big day tomorrow. Please make sure to get some good rest. Love, Crows. Clear away the cobs of some of the sorrow. Okay, well, that was that. But, bye. "28 pages.